video. Okay, so we can switch on the video already. Okay, today is a holiday, right? So, okay, so there are not many people here today also because I think they are on holiday. Okay, so let's take out your St. Nicholas, right? St. Nicholas Girls' School. All right, so now just to let you know that today is the second last lesson, okay? Second last paper one lesson. So next week will be the last one already. And then after that, what do? You have to revise, okay? Take the time to revise for your PSLE, okay? And then Mr. will be teaching the Primary 5, okay? I'll be teaching the Primary 5 paper one lesson. So next week will be the last, okay? The last P6, okay? The last P6 paper one lesson. Okay, but if you need more practice, you can go to my YouTube channel. All right, Mr. has a YouTube channel, right? So there are many paper one lessons. So you can actually go there, find the video you want, and then do the exam paper if you haven't done it, and then you can watch the video. So in my YouTube channel, there are still many P6 paper one lessons. Okay, so some of them are done last year. Right, so you will see that some of the papers we didn't go through this year because they were done last year. So you actually have a lot of paper one that you can practice on. All right, okay, come, let's start already. And everybody can hear my voice clearly, Okay, so Zhening start your video, Philip, Li Wen. So everyone must start video and okay. All right. Okay, come, Philip, your camera a bit too high. I can't see your face. You have to bring your camera down a bit lower so I can see your whole face, your eyes, your mouth. All right, try to bring the camera down a bit lower for Philip. And then Li Wen, once you're ready, start your video. Okay, all right, come, let's start already. Okay, so we will go through slowly again. Okay, so let's look at question 1. What is 90 less than 749,900? So when you see less than, you have to minus. So I will go through, okay, I will run through slowly how to do the subtraction. So you have to minus 90. So you have to know how to borrow and lend. 0 minus 0 is 0, and the 0 cannot minus 9, so you borrow from 9, and 9 becomes 8. And when you borrow, you plus 10. When you lend, you minus 1. Okay, this is what you learn in the lower primary level. 10 minus 9 is 1, 8 minus nothing is 8, then 9, bring down, 4, bring down, 7, bring down. So your answer is 749,810. So the answer number 2. Okay, all right. Okay, so answer just came in. Okay, let's go to number 2, question number 2. What is the best estimate for 285 times 36? So estimate means what? To get a rough answer. So you don't want to do working, all right? You want to round off the numbers so you can get the rough answer quickly. So how should we round off? If it's a 3-digit number, you round off to nearest hundreds, okay? Because it's a 3-digit number. So how do you round off to nearest hundreds? You look at the last 2 digits, okay? The last 2 digits, and look at the digit nearest the line. Is it 5 or bigger? Yeah, it's 5 and bigger. So you have to add 1 on the next digit. That will be 300s. Okay, so if it's a 3-digit number, how do you estimate? You round the 3-digit number to the nearest 100. If it's a 2-digit number, then you have to round to nearest tens. So you draw a line to show the last digit, okay, nearest tens. And you look at the digit 6. Is it 5 or bigger? Yes, add 1 on the next digit. So you will get 40. So your best estimate will be 300 times 40, which is answer number 4. Okay, so estimate means what? It means that you round off the numbers. All right, so there's not much working. It's to just get the rough answer. Okay, all right, let's go to question number 3. Mr. Jabir collected 30 sets of rice for charity. He gave 7 sets of rice to an old folks home, and he gave another 14 sets of rice to the children's home. How many sets of rice did he have left? So what do? You have to take 30 sets of rice at first. Give away means you minus, right? Give away 7 sets. And he also gave away another, so you have to minus again 14y. Okay, all right, so how do you subtract? So 30 minus 7, that will be 23, right? And then minus 14y. So you cannot minus anymore already because 23 is a whole number and your 14y, right? 14y is a algebra, it's a letter. So you cannot take 23 minus 14 become 9, cannot, right? They are different. So your answer will be number 1, 23 minus 14y. Okay, there's a Ashton Raj. Ashton Raj, okay, Ashton Raj, are you a new student here? Ashton Raj, like Miss never see you before in the...
No. No.
No, you're not a new student. Ashton Raj. Okay, never seem to see you before. Okay, anyway, you can start your video, then I can recognize you a bit better. So can you start your video? Okay, so let's continue. And those who came in a bit later, you watch the video. Okay, watch the recorded lesson. Or later on, you can stay behind to check your answers. Okay, question 4. Okay, question 4. The line graph shows the number of people attending a drama audition. Okay, so this is a line graph. What should you do? You should count the gaps and put the numbers on the line graph. So how many gaps are there? There are 3 units, 3 gaps. How big? You take 60 minus 0, that will be 60. So your one gap is 60 divided by 3, 20. All right, then you put the numbers on the line graph. So day 1 will be how many? So you take 120, you work backwards. So 120 minus 20, day 1 is 100. Day 2, you work backwards again. That will be 80, right? 80. Then day 3 will be how many? 220. And then your day 4 will be 120 plus another 20 will be 140. And the last one is 180. Okay, any mistake, let me know if there's a mistake. Okay, on which 2 days was there a difference of 40 people? So look at any 2 days. Do you see day 4 and day 5? And if you find the difference, that will be 40 already. So which 2 days? The answer will be day 4 and day 5. Because 180 minus 140, you get a difference of 40. All right, so answer will be number 4. Okay, let's go on. Okay, besides going through very slowly, so we don't rush. Okay, anyway, it's a holiday, so we just do slowly. Okay, in the morning, Mrs. Stock sold 40 cakes. In the afternoon, and in the afternoon, she sold 50 cakes. So what was the percentage increase? Okay, now this one you must know how to do already. Okay, we have done a lot of this already. So to get the percentage increase, you must get your fraction. Okay, the numerator is the increase. So what is the increase? From 40 become 50, there is an increase of 10, right? So what is the denominator? The denominator is the number that you start at first. What is the number at the beginning before you increase, which is 40, okay? So once you get a fraction already, how do you get your percentage? You make the denominator into 100. So divide by 10, right? 10 divided by 10 is 1. 40 divided by 10 is 4. And then can you change the denominator into 100? Yes. 4 times 25, and then on top, you also do the same. So once your denominator is 100, then how many percent increase? That will be 25% increase. Answer number 2. Okay, so you should be quite good at doing this already. Okay, question number 6, ratio. So the ratio of the boys to the girls was what? Was 5:4. Okay, so what do? I would like to label the ratio. Okay, when you see ratio, then you put down the ratio. And of course, you can put the total. How many boys and girls together? So the total is 9 units. Okay, which one of the following is not a possible total? That's why you must have a total here, because the question asks you for total number, right? So your ratio has a total. Okay, so what do? Very simple. You look at all the answers. Can you divide by 9? If cannot divide by 9, it is not possible, all right? Because people think there are people.
I'm not done copying question 5.
Okay, maybe later you stay behind. Stay behind, Ken. Okay, okay. Let's quickly go back to question 5. Hurry. Okay, hurry. Okay, percentage increase. Okay, must know how to get the percentage increase. Okay, all right. Okay, so question number 6. Where are we? Okay, so how do you find the total children? 9 units, right? All these, when you put the ratio, they are actually called units. So you look at all the answers there. Can the numbers divide by 9? So can 153 divide by 9? Okay, I'm gonna do a bit faster. So you must do working. 153 divided by 9, can. You get 17. So this is a possible total. All right. Can 144 divided by 9? Also can. Possible total. All right. And can 126 divided by 9? Also can. Yeah, also can. Can 118 divided by 9? Cannot, right? Because it gives you a decimal or a remainder. So people cannot have a decimal, right? Your how many people must have a whole number? So must be able to divide. So your answer has to be number 4, which is not a possible total. Okay, why? Because cannot divide by 9. You get a decimal or a remainder. Okay, so when is it not okay? When is it not correct to have a remainder or decimal? When there are things. Okay, when there are people, there are things, you must have whole numbers. Okay, whole numbers as your answer. Okay, clear so far? Okay, let's go to number 7. Okay, number 7, this is quite easy to to show you what is the which is the correct net. You need to label the phases. So the base, B for base, F for fronts, and then left side, right side, top top side, and then at the back, let's call it behind lah. Okay, BH, okay, behind. Okay, now if you look at number 1, is that the correct net? You can see that immediately you know that it's not correct. Because why? Because, for example, if I put the base, okay, let's put the base, for example, here, the base, okay, the base. Okay, then you transfer the letters onto the nets. Okay, that's your left side. And then where's your front? Your front will be here, right? Your front, yeah? And then where's your right side? Your right side will be here. And then this one, this one go where? This one like seems to be out of place already, right? The question mark seems to be don't know where, can't fit onto the cube. So number 1 is out. Okay, all right, how about number 2? Okay, number 2, if this is the base, for example, right, the base, then where's your left? So you have to visualize in your head, all right, in your mind. Then your right will be here, all right? So you have to fold it in your mind, and then the top must be here, right? The top, right? The top is the roof. And then how about this one? Front, right? And then guess what? Then there's another top. There's another top again. Do you see the net has 2 top, 2 T? So again, number 2 is out already, right? Number 2. So number 2 cannot be the answer because you have 2 similar letters. How about number 3? Okay, this is how you do. This is the method, the way that you do it to find which is the correct nets. Okay, let's say this is the base. Okay, for example, the base. Then this must be the front, right? The front. Then this must be the left, right? And then this must be the right side, right? And if the left is on the left, I mean the left is here, then this must be the top, right? It forms the roof, okay, the top. Okay, then where's the behind? The behind must be here. All right, this is the back, the behind. So you can see that all the letters fit nicely onto the nets. So number 3 has to be the correct nets. Okay, how about number 4? Okay, number 4. Okay, let's look at why number 4 is wrong. Okay, choose a base, for example, here, the base, for example. Then where's the front? Here, the front. Then where's your right? This is your right. So if you fold front already, then what happened? This will be your right side. Okay, the right side. Okay, and then what else? And then this is your what else? This is your behind. Okay, this is the behind. And then you see something weird, okay? Because this can also be behind, right? That can also be behind, right? So you have 2 behind, all right? 2 faces which are behind. So again, cannot. So number 4 is out already. Okay, those of you who are not able to understand, what do? You have to take a scissor, cut it, and then see whether it can form into a cube. Okay, that is the best way. But in the exam, you can't do that in the exam. In the exam, you have to do it in your mind. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, question 8. Arrange the distances from the longest to the shortest. You have to change them all to have the same units. So can you change into all meters? 5,065 meter. Okay, and then 5 kilometer will be 5,000. Okay, 5,000 meter. How about 5.15 kilometer? You have to multiply by 1,000. Why? Because kilometer to meter is 1,000 meters. Okay, so how do you shift the decimal point? 1, shift right because it's times, and then shift right again and 3 times. So you have to shift 3 times because there are 3 zeros. Okay, 3 zeros. And then put the 0 in the empty basket, arrowhead, decimal point, and 0 behind. So you have 5,150 meters. Okay, so which is the longest? Okay, the longest, if you look carefully, the longest must be your 5,150 meter, which is this one. That's your longest, right? Then getting shorter, which is your 5,065 meter, and the shortest must be 5 kilometer. So answer number 1. Okay, so for this kind of question, what do you have to do? You have to change them into all the same units. So cannot do mentally, right? It's very dangerous to do mentally. So you need to change everything into all the same units. Okay, Anson, start video, Anson, right? You should know, right? Okay, let's go to question 9. Okay, question 9, watch out for this one because it can be quite tricky. Why tricky? Okay, now the table shows a timing of 3 boys. Before the race, each of them had set a target of 12 seconds. One of the boys' timing is missing. Ming Shun was 0.12 seconds faster than Wen Yang. Okay, so Wen Yang must be slower, right? So if Wen Yang is slower, what does that mean? It means that he takes a longer time. All right, so what should you do? You should take Ming Shun. How long did Ming Shun take? Ming Shun take 11.94, right? Then Wen Yang will take how many seconds? Wen Yang is slower. So because he's slower, you will need to plus, all right, because he will take longer time, all right, not minus, because if you minus, then he becomes faster already. So you have to plus 0.12 to find what is the time that he takes. So he will take 12.06 seconds, okay? And then you put over here, 12.06 seconds. Okay, so which boy's timing was closer to the target sets? Okay, yeah, you can go toilet. All right, so Philip, yeah, you can go toilet and okay, so go ahead. Okay, so which timing was the closest? So how do you find the timing that is the closest? You have to find the differences. Okay, so how do you find the differences? Okay, give me a while first, Mr. Ong Pen. Okay, how do you find the differences? You take 12 seconds minus 11.94. All right, so do your working. All right, 12 seconds minus, okay, let me show you, those of you who may not know how to minus, 12 seconds, change it into a decimal, minus 11.94. So you will have to do your working one by one, and you will get, okay, you can do all this now, okay? So you can do all this thing, and then you will get what, 0.06. So there's a difference of 0.06. And then how about Xanthus? Xanthus, you take 12.10 minus 12 seconds, that will give you 0.10. And then Wen Yang, 12.06 minus 12 seconds also, 0.06 seconds. And then VJ, 12.05 minus 12 seconds, you will get 0.05 seconds. Okay, all right, so which of the boys' timing was the closest? You look for the smallest difference. The one that has the smallest difference is the closest. So answer is VJ. VJ timing is the closest to the targets. Understand? Okay, so you always look for the smallest difference to find the closest. Okay, question 10. Okay, question 10. Now, okay, Aswa walked an average speed of 60 meters per minute. At this speed, how long? How long means the time. All right, speed is S. How long does she take to walk 640 meters, which is the distance? So your triangle. Okay, how do you write your triangle? Distance is on top and the speed and time below. So to find the time, you have to take distance divided by speed. So what is your distance? Distance is 640 meter and then divide by 60 meter per minute. Okay, now those of you in my lesson now, in my groups, you know that you need to put the units in your steps. All right, you have to put the units so that you can check to see whether they are the same. Because if they are the same, you can divide. If they are not the same, you have to change it to make it the same. All right, so they are the same, so you divide. So how to divide? You take out, cancel 1, 0, divide by 10, and then here also divide by 10. So what is 64 divided by 6? All right, then you do your working, right? 64 divided by 6, no calculator, right? So you can, so you have to do working. So you have 10, 10, and 4 over 6 minutes, okay? And then you need to simplify your fraction. So you have 10 wholes and 4 divided by 2 is 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So what is the time taken? 10 and 2/3 minutes. Okay, answer number 3. Okay, make sure you understand all these concepts. There's nothing hard about all these. They're all testing you on your concepts. Okay, now question 11. Okay, now this is the one. Okay, now a number of pupils form a star shape with the same number of pupils on each of the side. There were 15 pupils on each side of the star. All the sides of the stars are equal. It means that every side has equal number of students, right? Every side also got equal number of students. How many pupils form the star shape? Okay, now let's see who got tricked. Now you count how many sides are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 7 already, 7 sides. 8, 9, and 10. So did you go and take 15 times 10? And then your answer is 150. Is your answer 150? Which is wrong. Because why? How about the overlap? Remember the overlap? Right, there are students who overlap on 2 sides. Right, what do you mean by overlap? Okay, all right, let me show you, okay? There's a student here. Okay, there's a student there. And that student is found on 2 sides. 2 sides. And there's a student here. Also found on 2 sides. So you have some students found on 2 sides. Can you see all these students? All these students. Okay. All right. You have all these students found on 2 sides, right? Okay, go to mute your background for Li Wen. Okay, so you have all these students which are found on two sides. So what must you do? You will have to what? You will have to remove them before you can what? You can multiply. Okay, so we don't want to double count. All right, so what do? There are 15, right? 15, right? 15 lines. Okay, so look carefully. So what I do is I take out the corner. Remember? Take out the corner student, take out the corner student. Okay, all these corners. All right, all the corner students. Okay, let's take out. See? Take out all the corner student. Okay, then how many students on every side already? How many students do you think are on every side? You take 15, all right, 15 students on one side, right? You minus 2. Yeah, if you look at every side, do you realize that there are actually what? There are 2 corners on every side. Okay, there are 2 corners. Agree, if you look carefully, every line got 2 corners, right? Every side got 2 corners. So you minus 2, you get 13 students on every side. Right, 13 students. Then later you take 13, and then what do? You times 10, because there are 10 lines. Okay, there are 10 lines, and you have 130 students, but that's not all. So now what must you do? Now you put back, okay, put back the corner students. Right, so how many corner students do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. So now you put back the 10 corner students. So how many students are there altogether? 140. Answer number 2. Okay, understand? Yeah, so I think this question, some of you got mistake, right? Because you thought 15 times 10. But not as simple as that, because they are overlapping, right? There are students who overlap. So you have to take out the students who overlap. And then later, you put them back, okay, to find the total students. Clear? Anson, clear? Okay, all right, let's go to the next one, everybody. All right, let's go to the next question 12 already. Okay, question 12. Okay, the figure is made of a square and 2 identical semicircles. The area of the square is 64 cm square. What is the area of the 2 semicircles? So you're supposed to find this only. Now your picture cannot be very clean. So you should do what? You should find one side of the square, which is 8 times 8. Okay, so put numbers onto your picture. And then what's the diameter of the semicircle? 8 cm minus the 4 cm, and you will get another 4 cm. And the 4 cm you divide by 2 semicircle. So the diameter of one semicircle is 2 cm. So now, can you find the radius of the semicircle? What's the radius? The radius is, take the diameter, cut into half, right? That will give you the radius, which is 1 cm. Okay, so can we find the area of the 2 semicircles? You can actually join the 2 semicircles together, and you will get pi r square. So do faster by joining the semicircles together to form a circle. Then you do faster. So what's your pi? Leave your answer in terms of pi. What's the radius? Which is 1 cm times another radius. So 1 times 1 is still 1, and then 1 times pi, you still get pi. So what's the area of the 2 semicircle? Pi cm square. Okay, answer number 1, pi cm square. Yep, so nothing hard. You just have to put numbers onto your pictures. Then everything becomes clearer already. Okay, next one. Okay, the figure shows a rhombus. What do you know about rhombus? Rhombus is symmetric. It is made of 2 isosceles triangles. So you have to mark out, every time you see rhombus, you have to mark out the sides they are equal. And then where are the angles they are equal? Over here, right? These 2 angles are the same, all right? And then you don't have to think, because on the other side, no need to do any working. You just have to copy what you see on the other triangle. And then how about this angle here? You take sum of angles in the isosceles triangle, 180 minus 36 and minus 36, you will get 108. And the other triangle opposite is the same, right? Opposite angles in the rhombus the same. So if you look at this rhombus, what do you notice? You notice that the 2 triangles are exactly similar. Okay, so when you see rhombus, it should be very easy to solve. Okay, because the 2 triangles are the same. Then how do you get angle y? Angle at the point 360 minus 108. So you take 360 minus 108, you will get angle Y, which is 252 degrees. Answer number 2. Okay. All right. So let's go on to question 14. Okay, question 14. Okay, now this one also not very hard, but you have to watch out for the direction. The north is here. Okay, this is your north. Don't just leave it like that. You need to complete the compass. So where's your west? Here, and your east. Okay, in this picture, there's no northwest, southeast, but I think you should continue to finish up your 8-point compass. All right, so have a habit to complete your compass so that you know how to label. Okay, so this is your northwest. Okay, so let me just, this is southwest, here northwest, and then this will be southeast. So complete your 8-point compass. Okay, then look at the question. Cynthia followed the instructions below and ended at point A. So she was here in the end. So she walked 2 steps to the west, blah, 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 blah. So what point did she start at first? Now, this is working backwards already. So when you want to find where she started at first, you work backwards. So where do you work backwards? Do you start from here and work backwards? You don't start from there. I think some of you start from there, right? Wrong already. All right, you should not start from the first instruction. You working backwards means you start from the last instruction. And then the east become opposite. Walk 2 steps to the west. Right, when you work backwards, the east become west. So where's your west? So 2 steps, 1, 2. 2 steps to the west. Why like that? Why this way? Because the west is here, right? The west. And then now you work backwards again. Walk 1 step to the north. So north becomes south. Where's your south? South is here. So 1 step to the south. And then walk 2 steps to the west. So the west now become east. Where's your east? East is here already. So walk 2 steps to the east. So where was she at first? Point E. She's at point E. Do you understand? Okay, yeah, Caleb, got a question? You raise your hand.
Yeah, I start from step 1, but I still got point E.
Ah, you step cannot be if you start from step 1.
No, it is. It's really, I really got from point
Okay,
E.
we will look at that later. Yeah. So anyway, you should start from the last instruction because that's called working backwards. Okay, working backwards. All right, not
start from the first.
Okay. Anyone start from the first instruction and you still get the same answer beside Caleb? Oh, okay, very weird, huh? Beside we'll check it later. Okay, we'll check it. Yeah, Jordan also start from the first, right? You start from the first as well. Okay, shall we? Okay, let me. Okay, I want to double check something. Can we all start from the first? Very okay. Shouldn't be. But let's start from the first and see what happened. Okay, let me just erase all these and let's start from the first. So okay, so you start from here, right? Okay, so he was at point A. Okay, point A. So 2 steps to the west become 2 steps to the east. Okay, so where's your east? So 1, 2 lay. Is here, right? Okay, and then what happened? And then 1 step to the north will become 1 step to the south. So here, okay, here. And then walk 2 steps to the east become west. Okay, so what happened? So it's still point E, right? Don't know whether it's a fluke or not. Miss doesn't know whether it's a fluke.
Because the instruction I and I, they are like opposite of each other. West and east are opposite, man.
Okay,
and the steps are the same also.
Okay, we don't know where. Okay, all right. If you do that, you get the marks lah. Yeah, you get the marks. Okay, but it's a bit funny. Yeah, I think it's a fluke. Yeah, I think it's a fluke. Yeah, it's a fluke. Yeah, because you don't start from the first.
But the
sentence.
OAS, you won't get a fluke. You just shake only.
Yeah, in the OAS, of course, you still get the full marks lah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I will just. Okay, but just remember, okay, you shouldn't start from the first step. You should start from the last step, the last one. That's called working backwards. Okay, working backwards, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so remember, if you see a question like that, you should always start from the back. Okay, from the back, from the last instructions. Okay, let's go to number 15. Okay, this is the one. Now, this is the one. If you don't know how to do, you must try to draw out the model. All right, and how do you draw the model? Okay, now. Model drawing is not trying to draw the whole problem it's not trying to draw out the whole problem, right? You have to break down the problem into the first sentence. Like for example, 1/3 of the tablecloth. So do you know how to draw this part of the sentence? The tablecloth has 3 boxes. Okay, 3 boxes. Okay, 3 boxes, something like that. Okay, 3 boxes. Yep. So one box is 45 cm. One box is 45 cm shorter than half the length of a banner. So the half is talking about what? Talking about the banner. All right, so how do we draw that 45 cm shorter? So it will look something like this. Something like this. Okay, this is 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, and 1/3 of the tablecloth is 45 cm shorter than half of the banner. Okay, so where is half? Half of the banner is here. This is your half of the banner. So what should you do? You should draw another half. Okay, another half. Okay, and how does it look like? It will look the same as what you see at the front, right? It will look something like this: 1 unit and 45. Okay, do you understand? Okay, not quite easy to draw. I don't know whether it's easy for you to draw, but this is how you draw. So 1/3 of the tablecloth, which is 1 box of the tablecloth, is what? Is 45 cm. Can you see the 45 cm over here? 45 cm shorter than half, or shorter than what? Half of the banner, right? Which is what? Which is your half is here. This is your one. Okay, it's like your half lah. Okay, half, something like that, half. Then the other half must be same. The other half will be the same as the half in front. Okay, all right, clear so far? Caleb, understand this part? Understand how to draw? So it's going to be hard to solve if you don't try to draw out this model. And the total length will be 390 cm. So once you draw already, then you can see that it's actually easier to solve already. Yeah, so you don't try to draw the whole problem immediately. You have to draw part by part, right? Okay, then you add up all the units. So there'll be 5 units together, right? Plus 45 plus 45 is 90, which is equal total. Okay, equal total. Then your 5 unit will be 390 minus 90. That will be 300. Then you find 1 unit. So 300 divided by 5, you will get 60 cm. So what is the length of the banner? So banner has 2 units. So 60 times 2, that will be 120, right? And then 45 plus 45 will be 90. So 120, and then you plus 90. The length of the banner is 210 cm. So answer number 3. Okay, anyone get the answer correct? This is a little harder already. Okay, all right, those who get it correct, well done, because this is not easy. You have to draw the model. I don't think there's any other way to solve it. The other way is your brain method lah, using your brain to solve without any methods. Okay, let's go to booklet B. Okay, booklet B. Okay, now booklet B, be very prepared. All right, be mentally prepared. You have algebra together with your 4 operations.
Oh, I'm not done copying the other question.
Okay. Okay, hurry. Okay, for those who just come in, just to let you know that today is the second last lesson. Okay, second last paper 1 lesson. Next week will be the last lesson already, so that you have time to go and revise all your mistakes. All right, and then Mr. will be teaching the primary 5 paper 1. Okay, so that is not your not your lesson already. Okay, so just remember next week is the last paper 1 lesson. Okay, done. Okay, done. Finish. Yeah, Yvette, question?
Yeah, Mr. Ong, I'm done.
Okay, all right. So let's go to, yeah, Yvette, you raise your hand. What's the question, Yvette?
What if we come for the paper 1 lesson?
Okay, no, don't count for the P5 paper 1 lesson. It doesn't help you. It will not help you. You should be doing the hard paper. You should be doing the primary 6 paper 1. Don't count for the P5 paper 1. Understand? All right, it won't help you. All right, they are a little easier than what you're doing now. Okay, let's look at question 16. Okay, now question 16, be prepared that you have algebra together with your 4 operations. So don't get confused. You just have to know what to do first. The times, right? When you see times or divide, you must do first. So you have 20 plus 8 times 10 is 80D. Okay, I need someone to tell me, is there a plus 5 or divide by 5? Is there a plus 5 or divide by 5? I can't see clearly.
Divide.
Divide, sure, is divide. Okay, so divide by 5 minus D. Okay, so lesson here, do not break up the steps. Okay, don't break up the steps. Already got some students break up the steps already in the prelim, and then they lost the marks because they get confused. They don't know, they miss out some important steps. So put everything together in one big step like this. Okay, one big step. so that you know what to do first, which is the divide. Then 20 plus 80 divided by 5 is 16d, and then minus d. And when you do this way, you will know what to do next. So what do you do next? You have to minus the d's, right? All right, so 20 plus 16d minus 1d will be 15d, and that's your answer. Okay, do I need to bracket? Can also, if you never bracket, also can. All right. Okay, let's go to question 17. Right, 690,000. There is a TH. So you know that your answer has to be a decimal, right? And you can write as a fraction. Okay, that is how you write as a fraction. And then when you change it to a decimal, 0.690. Okay, now if you write 0.69, also can. If you write 0.690, I think also can, should be okay, also can. All right, so you have two possible answers. Okay, question 18. All right, this one, by now you should know how to do also. If you still make mistake, you have to watch all the videos again, okay? Because we have a lot of this in the videos. Now 0.1%, how do you change it into a fraction? Always write as a fraction over 100. So how do you write as a fraction? 0.1% is always over 100. Okay, like for example, if I have 10%, what is the fraction? Always over 100, 10 over 100. Okay, if it's 0.1%, it is also over 100. So how do you get rid of the decimal point in the fraction? You just have to times 10 to get rid of the decimal point. So move your decimal point to the right, and what happens? You will have, okay, the decimal point comes to here already. That becomes 1.0. 1.0 is still 1. And then 100 times 10 will be 1,000. And that is your fraction. Okay, that's your fraction. Okay, understand? So how do you change the percentage to fraction? Is always over 100. Okay, got it? And if your fraction has a decimal point, then you just times 10 now. Times 10 to get rid of the decimal point. Okay, let's go to question 19. Okay, how do you find angle A? When you see lines cross each other, X. Okay, and what do you know about X? Opposite angles are the same. So can you find angle A? Angle A will be 148 minus 69. Okay, understand? So what's the lesson here? The lesson here is to, there's an X there when two lines cross each other. So 148 minus 69, you will get 79 degrees. So your angle A is 79. All right. Okay, question 20. Okay, question 20. The container below is filled with 1,700 ml of water, or 1,700 cm cube, right? ml is the same as cm cube. Okay, so can you find the height? Okay, now if you're confused, how do you find the height? You don't know how to find the height, never mind. All right, so, Mr. always say something about what? Write the formula down. Length times breadth times the height that you want to find, which is the question mark, and that gives you the volume of the water, right? So if you don't know how to find the height, you write the formula. All right, then you look at what you have written, and I'm sure you know what to do already, because 20 times 10 is 200. And then can you find what is the question mark? You take 1,700 divide by 200. Okay, but there's no calculator, right? So how to divide? You have to cancel the two zeros, right? So cancel the two zeros, divide by 100, you get 2, and divide by 100, you get 17, and then 17 divide by 2. So do your working. Okay, okay, let me just show you quickly how to get your decimal. 17 divided by 2, so 8 times 2, 16, there's a remainder 1, right? Okay, now you can leave your answer, okay? The question never tells you whether it's fraction or, oh no, oh, yeah, the question never tell you whether it's fraction or decimal answer. You can leave as a fraction, or you can continue to get your decimal. So you change the 17 into 0.0, right? 0.0, raise up the decimal point, put the 0 down, and then 5 times 2 is 10. Yep. Okay. So you have two answers. You can write as a what? As a fraction, or you can also write as a decimal. Okay, two possible answers. So if the question never say anything, Mr. will advise you to write as a fraction, because then you don't have to write more steps, right? Because you need to divide some more to get decimal. So if the question never say anything, then what should you do? Then just stop at fractions, right? Write your answer in fractions. right? No need extra steps to get decimal. Okay, let's go to the next one. Question 21. Okay, question 21. Okay, write down the common factors of 28 and 70. Again, I see in the prelim, some of you, you do mentally, and then you lose the marks because you miss out some factors. You cannot do mentally. Okay, we not say so many times already. Yeah, so you have to find the factors of these two numbers. No shortcut, right? There's not really a shortcut. Shortcut is to do this. 2 times 14 equal 28. 3 cannot. 4 times 7 is 28. 5 cannot. 6 cannot. 7 have already, right? This is the proper way to what? To get your factors. Then how about the 70? Then it's still a factor. You take 70 divided by 2, you get 35. 3, no, cannot divide. 4 also cannot divide. How about 5? Yeah, 5 I think can, right? So 70 divided by 5, you get 14, right? 5 times 14 is 70. 6 or cannot. 7, yeah, 7 times 10 equals 70. How about 8? Cannot. 9 cannot. 10 have already. Okay, so once you write like that, you will not miss your factors. And so the one is always a common factor. Okay, then 2 and then 4 don't have, 7 have, and then there's a 14 also. And so these are your common factors, 1, 2, 7, and 14. So those of you who get it wrong because you didn't do like that, okay, you should know what to do already, the next time. Got it? All right, so this is how you find the common factors of 28 and 70. Okay, next one. Okay, the next one, what do we have? Okay, let me just have a quick check to see all the answers are correct. Okay, the next one is pie chart. Now this pie chart is quite simple, all right? Very easy. So what is the ratio of the total cans? So you just have to add all the numbers together. So what is a total? So you have 26 plus 32 plus 15 plus 29. The total is 102. And you want to find the ratio of the total to the cans flow collected. So flow collected 15. So total is to flow. All right, that is your ratio. And your answer must be simplest form. So divide by 2 cannot. How about divide by 3? So you divide, make sure both numbers can divide by 3. All right, so 102 and you divide by 3, you get 34. And 15 divided by 3, you get 5. Can you divide some more? Cannot already. So this is your simplest form. Too simple. This is the easiest pie chart we have ever seen so far. No percentage inside. Okay. All right, let's go to question 23. Okay, question 23. Okay, now where are the 4 squares that you must color? Now you may want to turn the paper around, like what I said before, so that it's easier for you to see left and right. And then you look left and right. One triangle left, one triangle right. Okay, one square on the left side, and the other side, no square. So you have to color. And then there's a one triangle left side, right side also one triangle. And there's a one square on this side, but the opposite side don't have. So you have to color. Okay, so it's quite fun now, quite easy. Okay, then what else? Okay, then there's a square here, and then there's a square on the opposite side as well, right? Okay, all right. And then there's a square on the right side, but opposite don't have a square. So you have to color. So it's very hard for you if you don't turn the paper, right? Mr. Ong is having difficulty trying to see. All right, so you turn the paper, will be easier to see. Now this square, then how about the other side? So you count. Okay, how do you count? Okay, 1.5. So half 1. So there's no square over here. Okay, so you have to color. So these are the 4 squares that you need to shape. Correct? So turn the paper around so you don't have to turn your neck. Okay, question 24. Okay, question 24. And okay, now this one, this is a little hard already. Okay, okay. Where's the line? The line is here. Okay, the line is given to you. All right. 2 sides of a triangle have been drawn. Mr. only see one side. Okay, there's only one side. Okay, complete the drawing of triangle ABC such that CA is perpendicular to AB. Okay, so if you don't know how to draw, you need to draw a rough sketch. Remember, Mr. Ong told you, you don't know how to draw, so you do a rough sketch. So where is your CA? CA, your CA should be somewhere here, lah, CA. And CA is perpendicular to AB, right? AB. So how should you draw so that it's perpendicular? CA is perpendicular to AB. So like this, okay? Do a rough sketch, okay? Do a rough sketch. Yeah, because if you don't do a rough sketch, you will waste a lot of time trying to draw on the actual squares. Okay, so that is how you draw. CA is perpendicular to AB. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, now, not easy. This is a bit not easy because we don't need to count the squares. But what do you know about squares? When you cut the square into what? When you cut the square into half, that is what? That is 45 degrees. Can you see that? This angle is 45. That angle is also 40. Okay, let me just show you another one more time. If you cut the square, for example, you cut the square into half. So what do you get? You get 45 and here also 45, right? And then you cut here also another 45, right? So what do you see? 45 plus 45, isn't that a right angle already? Right, 45 plus 45, that's a right angle, right? Okay, one more time, those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, the line cuts the square into half, that is 45 degrees. The other line cuts the other square into half, another 45 degrees. You form a right angle, right? So we're going to do something like that. Okay, so take your ruler. Okay, no freehand. Cut, use a ruler, cut. Mr. Ong, okay. Okay, use a ruler. Okay, I don't have a ruler. So you have to use a ruler, draw a straight line, cut it diagonally. All right, cut the square exactly in half. And then after that, okay, here, cuts diagonally in half. Okay, can you see? You cut the square diagonally to half, right? Any extra line, just erase. Okay. Do you understand? So Mr. Ong don't know how to draw. So what do? Do a rough sketch. Do a rough sketch. And then you play on the rough sketch. You can do your rough sketch until you can get the right drawing. And once you get the right drawing, then you transfer to your actual drawing. Okay? So your CA is perpendicular to AB. So if you don't put the square box, minus marks. If you don't put the letter A, also minus marks. Okay, then how do you draw the rectangle ACDE?
Mr. Ong, I drew differently.
I think there's only one answer. If I'm not wrong, I think there's only one drawing, one answer only.
I
Okay,
drew the like one square down.
one square down. But do you have a right angle?
It's like, hold on, I mean.
If
like,
there's no
like
right
that,
angle,
like that.
then it's wrong. Huh? CAE. Oh.
CA, then
CA.
CDE is the
Oh.
rectangle there.
Oh, okay. CA is, yeah, I think can also. Yeah. Did anyone do that? Did anyone draw this? Did anyone draw like that? Anybody raise hand? Anybody? Nobody. Only Anson. Okay, if you do that, correct also lah. Correct, because there are supposed to be two lines shown to you already, but the question became harder because only one line shown to you. Okay, so if you draw like that, also correct. Okay, I think Caleb, your drawing is easy actually, much easier than Mr. Ong drawing. Okay, then how do you draw the rectangle? Continue where we stop. How do you draw? Your rectangle must be something like that lah. Okay, rough sketch, rough sketch. So then you have to label A, C, D, and E. Okay, produce onto the actual drawing. So how do you produce? Breadth. Okay, breadth must be what? Shorter than the length. So make sure you cut through the square again because rectangle have right angles, right, at the corner. So cut through the square using ruler. Okay, using ruler. Okay. And that's your rectangle. Okay, few things to take note. Got to put the right angle box and then your lettering A, C, D, E. Okay, any freehand, immediately no marks already. If your lines are not straight, immediately there are no marks. Okay, and if you really want to make sure you don't lose any marks, put the parallel lines. This is called full label. Okay, parallel lines. Okay, got it? So that's your 2 marks. Okay, let's go to the next one. So is there any need to count the square? You don't see Mr. Ong counting any squares lah. So for this drawing, we don't need to count the squares, but we need to know how to draw perpendicular. How do you draw perpendicular? Cut through the square in the middle, and that's how you draw perpendicular lines. Okay, all right, question 25, next one. Suran, yeah, question Suran.
For question 24,
Yeah.
when like for example, they didn't give if they give dots, then how to
Also
draw?
can do. If give dots, can also, but it will be much harder. It will be much harder, but can still draw perpendicular. Okay, but a little harder. Squares a bit easier to cut into half. Dots a little difficult, but still can do. Okay, let's go to the next one. Question 25. Okay, you need to put the numbers on the bar graph. Okay, you got to count the gaps. You cannot just you always see me count the gaps. Every time there's a line graph, bar graph, we always have to count the gaps. So 10 minus 0, you will get 10. So one gap is 2. And then after that, you have to put the numbers onto the graph. Yep. And also, because there are so many lines, right, Mr. also say that take a ruler, right? Already got some students again. See, when you don't follow my advice, what happened? You lose your marks in the prelim. Some students never use a ruler. There are so many lines and they see wrongly, put the numbers wrong. So take your ruler and then no need to make careless mistake already, right? And then the other line, the other calculator will be how many? The calculator will be 30 minus 2 minus 2, that will be 26. Okay, Garrett, question, Garrett?
But you can just use that ruler to draw your just now the triangle for the previous question.
We are at this question already. Okay, can we talk about that later on? Okay, yeah, so we talk about that later. Okay, let's look at the bar graph first. Okay, now, so you put the numbers on the bar graph and then what do? Okay, know what is the bar graph talking about? The bar graph shows the number of staplers, rulers and calculators sold at the bookshop. Okay, then look at the table. That is the price of each item. So how much more money was collected from the total sales of staplers and calculators than the rulers? Okay, so you just going to find how much is 32 staplers. So 32 times $2, that will be 64. Okay, and then 20 rulers times 90 cents. Okay, and how do you times 90 cents? Change the decimal to cents, 90, right? So 20 times 90, and no calculator, right? 20 times 90, you cover the zeros, 2 times 9, 18, put the 2 zeros behind, 1800 cents or $18. Okay, then calculators will be 26 calculators times $30. So again, shortcut, 26 times 30, cover the 0, 26 times 3 will be 78, and then put the 0 behind, shortcut. And then you have $780. Okay, all right. So how much more was collected from the staplers and calculators? So look at the staplers and the calculators, and then what do? You plus them together. So 64 plus 780, that will give you $844. Then how much more is the total sale of staplers and calculator than the rulers? How much more? So you have to minus. Okay, every time you see how much more, then you minus. So you take 844 minus what? 844 minus 18. Okay, so it's not really very hard. It's quite, unless you don't understand what the question is saying. Otherwise, quite easy to do. $826 more. Okay, so sometimes you can't get the answer correct is because you don't really understand the question. So then how? Then you have to try to read again slowly to understand. Because if you cannot understand, then there's nothing you can do already because yeah, you don't know where to start. So it's the first step is to understand the story first, understand the problem, then you can do something. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, question number 26. Okay, this one. Okay.
Mr. Ong, I didn't manage to see finish.
Okay, let's come back. Okay, okay. Oh, okay, we're gonna be a bit late today.
Okay, done.
Okay, all right. The next one, a little hard. Okay, for some of us. So average. Now, even if it is hard, there's always simple steps which I always tell you that you can do. Right, simple step. There are 4 different even numbers. Okay, and the average is 22. So immediately, can you find the total? You take the average times how many numbers? 22 times 4, the total is 88. This is your simple steps. All the 4 numbers are 2-digit numbers, okay? And they are also even numbers. The biggest number is 26, okay, 26. Okay, so which means that my 3 numbers, okay, my 3 numbers, which I don't know, what is the second biggest, right? If the biggest is 26, then the second biggest must be 24. Why not 25? Because all the numbers must be even. So if any one of you have an odd number inside, you're wrong already because all the numbers must be even. Okay, and then you want the smallest, right? To get the smallest number, then you must have what? You must have, out of these three numbers, you must have two biggest number. Then you can get the smallest. So what are the two biggest number? You have 24 already, then 22 already. That's your two biggest already, right? Then what's the smallest? Then you take what? Then you take 88 minus 26 to get the total of these three numbers, and you will have 62, right? Then 62 minus what? Minus these two big numbers, that will be 46. And then 62 minus 46, you will get your smallest. Am I correct? Am I correct? Okay, understand? Okay, clear? Okay, no question. So to get your smallest number, you will need to get your biggest number first. Then you can get your smallest number. Okay, so let's go on to the question 27 already.
Wait,
Okay, hurry. quick. Okay, this is question 26.
27 is kind of hard.
Okay, now 27 is going to be a little, okay, yeah. Okay, let's look at question 27. Okay, question 27 is a before and after. And because it's a before and after, you have two methods. You want to draw a model or you want to what? You want to use a table method. So which one you like? So let's use the table method. Okay, table method. Okay, because table method, if I don't know how to draw the model, then there's a backup. So table. So your before, change, after. Okay, now this one is a bit hard. It's a bit hard. Even when using a table, you will get some steps. If it's a paper 2, you will still get some steps. It's the method that helps you to get the steps, even if you can't get the answer. So you will see how you can still get some steps from this table. So you have 3 colors: blue, orange, green, and total. Okay, that's the first step. I mean, that is how you start your method. Your method is to draw these rows and columns, put the labels inside. Then what's the next thing to do? Start from the beginning and put the numbers inside, which is the total. Do I know how many blue, how many orange, how many green? We are not sure. So leave the boxes empty. 27 blue cubes were removed, so minus. Okay. Another 39 green were put into the bag, so plus. And then you know that something is unchanged already. The orange is unchanged, right? And the ratio of the blue to the orange to the green became 1, 3, 5. And the total is 9. And you call them uniques. So am I solving? I'm not solving. And how many cubes did the bag contain? How many green did the bag contain at first? Finish. That's my table. Faster than model drawing. Okay. All right. Then how to use a table to get your answer? How to use? The table can flow backwards. Okay. So how to flow backwards? You start from 1 unit of blue. In the end, minus become plus. So 1 unit plus 27. Working backwards. Okay. And then how about the orange? Unchanged. Okay. Then how about the green? Working backwards. Start from 5 unit in the end. Then you plus become minus 39. And then the table can flow like that also. So add them all together, become 1, 2, 3. Understand? That's how you use a table. No need to think, or must think lah. Why don't you think so hard? Okay, now then, but this part, okay, now this part, there's something over here. Okay, that can be a little difficult. Okay, after you write all this, blue plus orange plus green equal 1, 2, 3. Okay, then what do you do next? 1 unit plus 3 unit plus 5 unit. That becomes how many? 9 unit plus 27 minus 39 equal 1, 2, 3. And this is where you are confused already. How to continue from here? What is 27 minus 39? Oh, confused already, right? We never learned small number minus big number, never learned this. Okay, now I'm going to teach you a little bit of secondary school. Okay, but later on I'll show you the model, okay, which is a bit longer, but if you can understand this, it's very fast. So 9 unit, 27 minus 39 is what? 27 minus 39, you get negative Okay, this is secondary school already, nothing to do with primary. Okay, but if you understand this, can do faster. And then the total is 1, 2, 3. Okay, yep. Do you know how to continue from here? Okay, how do you continue from here? If you don't know, never mind. Always think of whether can I represent a model? Can I use a model to represent? Yeah, I can use a model to represent. So 9 unit, which is the rectangle, 9 unit, minus 12 means cuts, minus 12, cut away, equal to what? 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's how you use a model to represent how to continue next. So what do you do next? Your 9 unit must be equal to 1, 2, 3 plus 12. So what is that? So 1, 2, 3 plus 12, you get 135. So can I find what is 1 unit? So 135 divided by 9, you get 15. 1 unit is 15. So can you find, oh, we forgot to put the question mark, very important. Before you even do all this, put the already. Okay, so how many green at first? 5 unit minus 39. So 5 unit is 15 times 5, all right, 75. And then 75 minus 39, and your answer is 36. Okay, table method. So if I draw a model, it will take a longer time because there are 3 colors there. So more rectangles to draw. So table is the better, is the other method that you want to use. Any question? Anson, any question? And Caleb, Janelle, Timson? Okay, this is your paper 1. Everybody must do well for paper 1. If you don't do well for paper 1, your whole score will be not very good already. Okay, so paper 1 must do very well. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, now this one can be a bit the picture can be a bit a bit confusing. Okay, can you see the gaps? Okay, the empty spaces are actually called gaps lah. Okay, some of you may not or may get confused by the picture. So your 2 gaps is actually 34 cm. Okay, 2 units. So your 1 gap is 34 divided by 2. So how tall is Blake? So Blake has 3 units, right? So 3 unit is 17 times 3, 51 cm. But you also need to add the 48 cm below. So you take 51 cm plus 48 cm, you get 99, and then you are careless. Why are you careless? Because you put 99 at the bottom. If you look at the bottom, what do you see at the bottom? Well, Mr. Ong show you the bottom. The bottom is what? Meter. It's a meter. So do you write 99 meter? Well, he's a giant already, 99 meter, very tall. So you have to change it to what? cm. So how do you change to cm? Then 99 meter, you will have to divide by 100 to get how many meters, right? And there's no decimal point. So create a decimal point. Very easy. Then shift the decimal point to the left because it's divide. Shift to the left 1 time. And the arrowhead is the decimal point on top. And how many we are? Oh, sorry, must divide by shift left 2 times. Okay, shift left 2 times because you have to divide by 100, right? So 1 more time. So 1 and 2. So you have to shift 2 times to the left because there are 2 zeros. So arrowhead, decimal point, and 0 in front. So how many meters? 0.99 meters and not 99 meters. I'm sure some of you put 99 meters. Some of you, right? Okay, so read carefully so that you don't put the wrong numbers, wrong answers. Okay, let's go to the next one. Can we move on to the next one already? Clear so far? Okay. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay, what's the next one? And coming to the end soon already. Okay, oh, question 29. Okay, this one looks hard. But what looks hard, you cannot assume that it looks hard. This one told you already, you cannot assume. You think it's hard, but is it really hard? No, it's not. Quarter circle. I'm sure you know where's a quarter circle, right? Quarter circle is here. Okay, and Mr. Ong purposely used dotted line because you want to find parameter. So the parameter does not include the dotted line. And there's a triangle here. Okay, triangle is SVX. Again, dotted line, that is a triangle. And there are 2 equilateral triangle. What's that? Mark out the sides. Equilateral means all sides equal. So this line and this line and this line and this line add together with the other red lines give you parameter. Not so hard. nothing hard because you're supposed to find this one. Yeah. So if this is 14, this is 14, 14, 14. And then your job is just to find what is the, can you find the circumference of the quadrant? So how do you find circumference of the quadrant? Put the fraction in front. Okay, again, all the same thing come out already in the prelim. When you see quadrant, semicircle, put the fraction in front. You don't put, you forget to divide by 4. So 1/4 times pi d, okay, pi d. Pi d is a formula to find circumference. Okay, so 1/4 times 22/7, and what's the diameter? Quadrant has no diameter. Quadrant has only radius. So you have to take the radius times 2 to get the diameter. Okay, then how do you cancel? You take 7 divided by 7, 1. 28 divided by 7 is 4, right? And then 4 divided by 4 is 1. And then the other 4 divided by 4 is 1. So once the denominators are all 1 already, you can multiply. 1 times 22 times 1 is 22. Then 1 times 1 times 1 below is also 1. So what's the circumference? 22. Okay, that's the circumference. Okay, then can you find the question mark? How do you find the question mark? Very easy. You just take 14 times 4. Okay, there are 4 red lines. So 14 times 4, that will be 56. Then 56 plus the circumference of the quadrant, that will give you 78. Right, 78, right? All right, so where's your 78? 78 is the blue lines that you add together. And there's one more red line that we want to find. So how do you find that red line? You take 98, which is the parameter, means all the lines add together, minus 78, and that's how you get the question mark, which is 20 centimeter.
Oh, I use a different method.
Can, if you get the answer correct, I think can. But I think there's only one way to do it, right? There's only one way to do it. I don't know.
I took 98 minus the 14, 14, 14, 14, then
can
I
also,
just took 4.
can also, yeah, can also. Yeah, but be careful. What Caleb has done is also quite dangerous. You know why? Because you have a lot of minus. When minus is a bit more risky than adding. So you may want to what? Do more adding. Plus, 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 because it's easier to plus rather than minus, 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 because you have to borrow and lend. So it's better to do more adding than minus. Understand? Especially if it's a paper 1. Okay, copy down quickly. Last question already. Okay, this one is really going through very, very slowly. Okay, done, finish. Li Wei is yawning already, right? Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, last one already. Okay, question 30. What's the question 30? Oh, this one. Okay, this one is a bit, looks like hard. Okay, it's a bit of a, like common sense. I mean, I won't say common sense, but logic. Shiwen has some hearts and 50 sticks. Be careful. Do we know how many hearts? We are not sure, but we know there are 50 sticks. Okay. He used the hearts and the sticks to make 3 figures that follow a pattern. Then he pasted the 3 figures onto a cardboard. Okay, you look at the 3 figures, right? So did Shiwen use all the hearts he had to make the 3 figures? So if this statement is true, then Shiwen must have 6 hearts already, right? But did he use all the hearts? We are not sure. Why are we not sure? Because it could be more than 6, right? We are not sure. He had some hearts. We don't know how many. So we're not sure. So we have to put not possible to tell. Okay. Yeah, you put true, how you know? The question number say he had 6 hearts. The question say he had some hearts. Okay, some hearts. Okay, then how about the last one? Shiwen will have enough sticks to continue with the pattern to make figure 6. Okay, figure 6. So what do you do? Now, it's simple, okay? You just have to continue to draw some, I mean, don't have to draw lah. Figure 4, figure 5, figure 6. So figure 4, how many sticks? Very easy. Figure 1, 4, then 6, 8, then here must be 10, 12, and 14. Okay? So how many sticks are there altogether? How many sticks will he need altogether? So you take 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12 plus 14. He will need to have 54 sticks. But does he have 54 sticks? He has only 50. So your statement has to be what? False. He doesn't have enough. He only got 50 sticks. Okay? Clear? Easy? Why suddenly you're laughing? Must be very easy for you. Okay, so any questions for today's lesson? Today's lesson is I think we are going through slowly. So understand, right? Okay, so next week will be the last paper 1 lesson already. Next week. So what's the
Can I go back to question 29? 我正在 copying.
question 20 what?
9.
So question 29. Okay, question 29. Wow, okay, this is like a paper 2, a lot of things written. Okay, so next week, what is the paper that you'll be doing? I think it's Tao Nan. Okay, I think so. Miss Nan will send to you in a few days time.
It's not on which year?
2019. All this paper 1 that you are doing so far, even the paper 2 you are doing is all 2019. Okay, 2020, 2021, you don't have all the topics inside. So you have to do the 2019, right? And even 2018 also, all right? 2018. Okay, all right. So any question? All right, if no questions, then I will see you the next week, which is our last lesson. And then those who need to stay back, you can stay behind to ask questions. Okay, all right. So goodbye, everybody. I'll see you the next Monday. Okay, and then the rest can stay behind. Okay, bye. And who wants to stay behind? Nobody. Garrett staying behind? Garrett is like bye-bye already, right? Okay, bye-bye. And then
Me, I want to stay behind.
okay, yeah. So Caleb, what's your question?
I need the question 30B.
Question 30, yeah. Question 30B. But do you know how to do or not? Question 30B? 30B. Yeah, 30B is false.
Yeah. 4, 6. I think I drew a table.
You can actually draw a table. Yeah, you should. Yeah, you can
Because
draw a table.
I drew, right? Then I got total I got 44. So I put through.
44. But why 40? Because she won't have enough stakes to continue to make figure 6. So you have figure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So if you look at the picture, you only got figure 1, 2, 3 only. Then where's your 4, 5, 6, right? So figure 4 will have how many? 10. And how do you get 10? Because 4, 6, no? 4, 6, 8. Then of course the next number will be 10, 12.
Okay,
14.
I understand already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I forgot to add 110.
Yeah, so okay, so you cannot lose the marks because of all these careless. All right, paper 1 must score high because paper 2 you never know. And also PSLE, also the paper 1 could be hard also. So you need to get all the marks from the easy questions. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So so next lesson, Caleb, remind Miss Long to say that the paper 1 for PSLE can be hard. Doesn't have to be easy all the time. And then paper 2, if paper 1 is hard, it doesn't mean that paper 2 will be easier. It can be hard as well. So yeah, paper 1, paper 2 hard. Okay, so you never know.
That's what happened for my prelim.
Yeah, so don't think that paper 1 is easy, paper 2 is hard, or paper 1 is hard, paper 2 is easy. No, not really. Okay, yeah. So it all depends on.
The next one I need is 24.
24. Okay, 24. Let's look at 24.
Just clarify only the drawing question.
24. Okay, the red triangle, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So there is actually a error. There's a not error. There's something missing. Okay, there's something missing in this picture. There are supposed to be 2 sides drawn for you, but Mr. only see 1 side. Okay, there's only 1 side. Okay, like if you look carefully, I'm gonna erase all this thing.
Yeah.
Supposed to have 2 sides, 2 sides, but 1 side only. Right, 1 side. That's why.
So what I drew was like that.
Yeah, correct. You can do
then
that also.
Then my rectangle was here.
Below, right? Can also. So wait. Let me see. Wow. Okay. That looks a bit A, C, A, B. Okay, then you A, C. Okay. Wait. Okay, don't erase anything. So this is your A, right? Yeah. Your A is here, right? Your A.
Yeah.
And then your A, C, D, E. So your rectangle can be, can. So this will be your rectangle.
Yeah.
All right.
Then I label everything you mentioned just now.
Yeah, can also.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Garrett, any question, Garrett? Okay. If there's no question, then we will have a last lesson next week already. Last lesson. Okay. So let our parents know. Next week is the last week already.
When is the last Saturday lesson?
Okay. Your last group lesson will be on the last week of October. And 24th. No, 24th. Okay, I think it's the 24th. For Caleb, your group lesson will be on the last group lesson will be.
Let me just have a quick check.
Will be on the 24th. Okay, 24th.
24th of October, right?
Yeah, your group will be the first one to end the lesson earlier, officially. Okay, the
But
other
24th
piece,
October is a Monday.
no, that's a Saturday. 24 September.
Oh,
September.
September.
September,
Okay.
because
Oh, it's a
the
Saturday.
next Saturday will be 1st October already. 1st October.
So
Yes.
the 24th will be the last lesson.
Yes, so which means that you only have 3 more lessons only. 3 more lessons
Oh, so
before.
fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you know when? So I think your math paper is on the last week of September. Your math paper.
Yeah, correct.
So
About the last, about September.
yeah. So that's why Mr. will not want to spend too much time on the paper 1 lesson, right? So that you have time to just relax and study lah, revise. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No questions. Then I'll see you the next week. Okay. All right. So goodbye. Bye, Garrett. All right. Bye, Caleb.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
这个做完。